What's happening, y'all? Rich SOSA coming back at you with another video today. And before we get started, I gotta say thank God King Jesus for another day and another opportunity. Comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. So as you can see from the looks of the thumbnail, video, and title of the screen, bro, today we're going to be making a very special power forward build in which it's actually going to come out to the 2A Inside Out .4. Now, I really like this build name. It's super unique, and we also get that Draymond Green comparison and Sean Marion. Now, on top of that, bro, this build today is going to be able to get those pro contact dunks, upgraded layup styles, pro dribble animations, and most of the passing styles. So as far as for badges, this build definitely has that covered as well. And really, I think this does have the potential to possibly be one of the better meta season 1 builds for the power forward. So, you know, I just want to say thank every one of y'all for your support. I see you in the comments going crazy, and you know, I truly just want you to know that I acknowledge every single one of you that's a part of the Rich family. You know, I really appreciate you, and you know, I promise to give back by uploading these videos for y'all every single day and finding these builds. So, you know, before we move any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you know, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Now from here, man, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build. So to get started, the first thing that we're doing today is putting this build under the power forward position, and then once it comes towards that actual height, let's go with 6'7". Now as for that weight, we're going to go down to 232, and then as we get into that wingspan, let's go ahead and move this all the way up to 7'3". Now this is going to be perfect to move forward with today's build, and I promise you all of these numbers are very specific for the animations, the badges, the takeovers too. So you know, really be sure to, you know, focus that every single attribute that I put into this build is very specific and unique. So the first area that I do want to get started with is going to be the physicals. I honestly think this is probably the most important area for every single build to get started with. So when it comes towards that actual vertical, I'm going to put this all the way up to a 75. Now once we get to that strength, I'm going to put this up to a 91. And personally, bro, I do like builds that tend to have a high strength because in my opinion, this is probably the most important attribute and factor when it comes towards getting defensive stops on the interior, and also, you know, getting stops overall on the defensive end. It's a very nice attribute that I think a lot of people sleep on. So when it comes towards that agility, let's go ahead and put this all the way up to a 75. As we get to that speed, I'm going to go with a 73, and essentially this is what we're going to be looking like once you go ahead and finish up these physicals. So you know, if you want to make any type of changes, adjustments, feel free to do so, but you know, I truly believe that these are going to be the best numbers to move forward and work with, because these numbers are, you're going to see, bro, with the badges, the takeovers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So when it comes towards the actual finishing, let's go ahead and put that driving layup all the way up to an 80. So as you can see, this number right here will allow you to unlock some of the main badges that you need, for example, like physical finisher. That on silver, that's perfect, and you also get, you know, the best upgraded, you know, layup packages with this old rating as well. So when it comes towards the actual driving dunk, we're going to go with an 87, and right there, bro, we're going to be able to get those pro contact dunks. So I think that's a W on this build. Let me know what you think about it down below. Now as we get into the actual post control, I'm going to leave this as is, and then for the actual standing dunk, you want to go with the 45. That will allow you to get some of those upgraded standing dunk packages, and this is actually going to be perfect for this build. So I promise to get into the badges at the very end. So let's go ahead and move forward. Once it comes towards that shooting, let's go ahead and put that mid-range shot all the way up to a 68. Now for that three-pointer, we're going to be a little strong in this area. Let's go with a 78. And as you can see, we get silver set shot specialist, shifty shooter on the bronze tier with Deadeye. So I think this rating is perfect, especially considering if you're going to be buying boosts. Now this build is mainly, you know, an all-around build, so better on the finishing definitely, but once you learn how to time your jump shot with a lower 3-point rating, just a little hint, bro, rhythm shooting is really going to be helpful with this kind of build. Now just to be sure to take this build into any game mode, you definitely want to make sure that this free throw is at least to a 70. I'm going to go with the 71 today, and this is what we're going to look like for this side of the ball. Now as far as when it comes towards that pass accuracy, let's go ahead and put this up to an 87. And then for the actual ball handle, I'm going to go with an 81. So not bad, because we do unlock most of the passing styles as well as the pro dribble animations. And then for the actual speed with ball, I'm going to put this up to a 75. And you know, this is what we're going to be looking like on the playmaking side. So you get the pro dribble animations, you know, a good amount of the jump shot animations. The pro dribble animations and the contact dunks really are what makes this build super special, especially with this kind of build name. Now, when it comes towards that interior defense, bro, this is going to be another important factor. So you have to go ahead and put this interior up to a 74. And I think this is going to be the perfect number for that strength. So let's go ahead and put the perimeter defense up to an 84 right here. And then once we get into the actual steal, I'm going to go with an 85. Now, this next number is really optional. So as for that block, I think it's going to be best to go up to an 84. And then moving into the defensive rebound, I'm going to wrap this up with an 80. So if you want to put anything in towards this offensive side, that's completely optional. And I really think it's going to be best because it doesn't cost too many attributes. So as you can see, we go with the 80 defensive, the 67 for the offensive side. If these numbers truly, I think, is everything and more needed to, you know, be the best possible build that you can make out of this one today. So think about it, bro. You have not only really great defensive stats, but you're going to be able to pretty much do anything you want on the offensive side, because you have everything available that, you know, can really help you score, from the finishing packages, the jump shots, you know, also with the pass accuracy and the playmaking. Like, this is a really complete build. So once we take a look at these badges as a whole for the Hall of Fame, as you can see, we get strong handle on the Hall of Fame tier. Now you can actually use that tier 1 badge upgrade towards this area, and getting strong handle on the legend tier, I don't think that's too bad of a badge to go after. So once we, you know, take that into account, you know, some really big game changers on this build. Once we look at these gold badges, one of my favorites, you also get interceptor. And then on top of that, bro, you know, from here we get immovable enforcer, dimer, you know, aerial wizard, break starter. On top of that, we get off-ball pass, and then brick wall. So, you know, with this height mixed in with this type of strength, bro, I think it's going to be one of these smaller, better big man builds out there. So, you know, if you agree, bro, go ahead and let me know down below. But for these silver badges, you also get paint patroller. On top of that, slippery off ball. Now you get silver high flying denier. On top of that, float game with box out beast. Now for the other ones, you get lightning launch, physical finisher, set shot specialist, rebound chaser, and pluckable. On top of that, posterizer, pick dodger, glove, bro, you get handles for days, and also challenger. Now all around, bro, I think this build has pretty much everything that you could possibly want and ask for, especially if you're looking at it from the defensive perspective. I think this is a really nice build to not only use as, you know, if you haven't made a build and you're using this as your first one, I think this is the perfect one, because, you know, a lot of people really aren't shooting the best right now. The average, and I would say the best players, are shooting at about 50 to 60%, bro. And as far as for, you know, people who, you know, are shooting under that, about the average I would say is 40. So considering that you can consistently hit if you buy boost and, you know, activate your takeovers, taking that into account with the 78 this year, I've seen it personally. I think that would be a great, you know, starting point to learn how to shoot with rhythm shooting this year. Now on top of that, when it comes towards these bronze badges, you get ankle assassin, bailout, you also get deadeye, on ball menace. Now from there we get shifty shooter, you also get pogo stick. On top of that, layup mixer, and then post lockdown. So for the badges, man, I think we're loaded from the Hall of Fame all the way down to the bronze. And then once we take into account, you know, these actual takeovers, bro, I think that makes this build really good. So look, we get about, I would say, 18 to 20. We get above the rim, you also get bully, drive and dish, eraser. On top of that, we get fortress with mirror, slice, swiper, you get the general. On top of that, the claw, bro, like being able to get a 99 to 100 put towards your steal for the attribute itself, I think that's very special, bro. Now on top of that, we get SWAT specimen, orchestrator for the pass accuracy, great wall for the strength, bro. Like to have a plus 100 put towards that strength in this build, big men are really gonna struggle when going up against you, bro. Now you also get finisher with driver, you get defensive presence, and then also break igniter. So I think overall with these takeovers, Generally, my favorite ones are the ones that do give you a plus 15. Let me know which takeover would you personally use on this build. I think, in my opinion, bro, the Claw, or even if you went ahead and put on the Great Wall, bro, that's a nice takeover to start out with. If you were even to go with, let's say, Swiper, that's going to be perfect to, get contact dunks, be a little bit of an all-around build, bro. These takeovers really take this build to the next level, in my opinion. So I just want to say thank every one of y'all. If you made it to the very end, God bless you. Now, from here, bro, let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that everybody made this build correctly. We should be able to get these 3 different comparisons. And as y'all can see, coming up at, roughly the 24th build that we've created together, bro, we have made the 2-way inside out 0.4. And I think this is one of the better, unique, rare build names that you're going to be able to use right now in Season 1. So, with this build, feel free to make any type of changes and adjustments to your own playstyle. I definitely went back and forth to make sure that we got the correct animations and badges. So, take that into account if you're doing so. But, I really just want to say I appreciate every one of you. God bless you, man, if you're new, and if this is your first time, welcome to the family, bro. This is the most positive 2K, community on YouTube. And we're the best community on YouTube, bro. Like, we're being led by Jesus Christ and another. And I just gotta say thank God, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. Feel free to reach out to me in any way possible. But I do just want to say thank every one of y'all for your support. And before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll definitely be sure to get back to you with the response. And with all that being said, though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.